Yeah, so you already know, back again and talking about it. We gonna talk about it. Since they want to talk about it, I want to talk about it, and we all gonna talk about it, and we gonna get down to the truth. Because everybody got all the lies, and nobody ever got the truth. The truth is right here. I've been holding on to the truth the whole time. Like, y'all want to pump up all the lies, but y'all ain't trying to pump up the truth. And that's what I'm about to give to you. How an innocent man can get convicted for multiple life sentence for a hoax. Is it racism involved? I think it's racism involved. As a matter of fact, I know it's racism involved because I can give you the facts of the case and let you be the judge of that, and you determine if it was racism involved. And you will say, yeah, it was racism involved. I hate to use that word, but why do you think California passed the Racial Justice Act to try to kind of eliminate those bad actions that was being taken place by elected officials that people in America and people in California, these people are voting for these elected officials. And these elected officials, man, they make mistakes. They make mistakes like any other human being that's in America. And I'm going to start with my day in court, bro, which was the day I lost in trial, man. My whole trial was just crazy, bro. Just the whole trial was crazy. I'm talking about I had gang members, active gang members, getting on the stand, pointing me out for something I didn't do. Like, these people made up crimes and they can't even take a polygraph to 1% of their facts. It didn't dawn on me until I literally had to sit in a cell for over a decade to figure it out. I mean, I've been gangbanging for a couple of decades now, and I done seen all type of foul stuff. And I'm just like, hold on, Mr. Versace, if you paying attention to all of this foul stuff that's going on and you ain't speaking on it, what does that make you? I'm going to give you a prime example. I was a very active gang member, growing up with a solid reputation. And I felt like if you see your enemies, you take care of business. You handle them, whether it's you had your fist, whether it's whatever you had, you take care of business, right? And you stand on it, especially if that gang member is being disrespectful, right? But then now that I'm just spent this overly decade in this prison system, and I'm realizing that it's a whole lot of bullying going on, on both sides of the fence, from people that's claiming to be, these active gang members to elected officials that people in America are voting for. And it's just so disgusting because these people are these people are the main people that are manipulating the system. And I can tell you how. I can list names on the fraud that took place in my case with a judge, with a governor, with a warden of the prison, and with the attorney general, the district attorney of California, and the district attorney of Los Angeles. It's just mind-boggling to me, and it's disgusting. So, let me rewind time real quick. We should go back. We go back because how it all started. Now, these people, and I say these people, they can't take a polygraph to 1% of their facts. And I say these people because these people bought this case against me. They bought this indictment. They bought these charges. They was talking. They wanted to tell some facts, and it was all lies. It wasn't the truth. All right. But these elected officials ran with it like it was the truth because they wanted to get me out the way, and they did their job. It worked. Just look where I'm at and look where they at. Those people are still on the streets conducting gang activities, doing what I don't understand. How does that happen? Like, how do you get on the stand and tell on somebody, right? Get this person all type of life sentences, and yet get out and go to your hood as soon as you leave the courtroom and you on some gang activities. Like, that right there just took me for a loop. I'm like, is gangbanging still what it is today? How many people can honestly look themselves and others in the face and be like, is gangbanging really what it is, or am I just lying to keep this corrupt agenda going on? Like how a president of a country has a corrupt agenda, but he keeps the lies going on because he has to fulfill his objectives. He has to check those goals, and he has to check his boxes off. Like they have to get checked off. And I'm not talking about the greatest president of all time, the underdog. That's my guy. I think he does a terrific job. I'm talking about other presidents before him that was Democrats. Like these people, man, we'll get into that later. But let's just talk about this gang member, though. Let's talk about this gang member and how foul he is in this polygraph test, and how we're in the technology era. How this era is supposed to be the best era, with the best engineers, with the best electricians, with the best construction workers, with the best project managers. This era is supposed to be the best era to create satellites, to create a wire, to create all type of things, to create electricity and energy going, and positive and great energy flowing into the country, right? So let's talk about these gang members, though. Especially this gang member that did this to me. So I'm just sitting in my cell one day, and I'm not gonna lie, I was very uneducated to begin with when I was first going through all this stuff, because had I had an education, and this is why young people that are watching this, they need to make sure that they educate themselves. Like, I always thought like the books wasn't really, they was for me, but I used to do my schoolwork and decide I want to clown and be a screwball after I did that. And, it kind of didn't, well, I would say that it kind of did work out good. But this is what I'm saying about the technology era, right? These people want to call me a liar. They want to call me a troublemaker. They want to call me a menace to society. Hey, look, all these name calls, they really hurt, because I try to spend my time on being the most honest person that I can, regardless if you're a governor and you think that I'm a gang member and my entire life consists of a lie. Like, that's not true, because I could say your entire life consists of a lie, especially if you run with Democratic gang members that are here in California, that obviously they've been here for decades, and it's sick. But I promise you, we will get back to you people, and I will describe you in full detail with full names on how it took place in layman terms. Back to this gang member, though, bro. You give me multiple life sentences, and you can't even take a polygraph. You got this lady talking about, I shot at some kids, dude. Like, that's sick. Like, I would never in my life shoot at no fucking kids, bro. Like, and just because you did that, dude, like, it's like now I gotta go above and beyond to make sure I get these people the truth. And I'm not gonna go first with it. And this is what I told these people. I'm not going to go first with my polygraph test, so you can try to say, oh, he's manipulating the system and he's cheating the system, and this is more of his gimmicks going on, because this dude is beyond smart. Like, no. We ain't going to go down that path. They cannot take a polygraph to 1% of their facts. This lady that y'all claim that y'all protect, her name is Vandalina Mahoney, who she said that, I did this to her and her kids. Dude, she cannot take a polygraph to 1% of her facts. That's like a white lady back in the day trying to get a black man to spend the rest of his life in jail because she shouts out rape. And it's like, well, damn, what? And back in the day, they didn't have this technology. But it's like, if you was to put these facts in somebody's lap, common sense would tell you we can find the truth in better ways. I shouldn't have to trust allegedly, because they call judges justice. I shouldn't have to trust a justice word. Like, why am I trusting your words? Why am I trusting your instructions when we got electronics that can do a job way better than you? And you clearly just showed me that, you know what, this whole system consists of people who don't like doing their jobs, who just want to take the easy way out. And when you take the easy way out, this is what happens. It comes back and it bites you in the ass. And I hope that this bites all of y'all in the ass. I'm talking about the gang members who told on me. I'm talking about Vandalina Mahoney, who lied, who all these judges who saw my case protected, and they shielded her in order to convict me when they knew that she was lying. Because you can Google my name, you can Google me, and it's going to tell you the truth. And these governors that are aware, like, man, can you believe that I done got at Governor Gavin Newsom one day, and I told this man everything that I'm saying now, you know, and I was very respectful for overly a decade to these people. And I guess they saw me being respectful as like, you know what, fuck, F him. He can just go screw himself, forget him. And no, you don't get to do that. You don't just get to say screw a human being, because you're not getting on TV saying that shit. You know, you're getting on TV lying.